Brother, I love you to death, but you got to get this idea out of your head that the KJV is perfect and that nothing could ever be tampered with in the Bible, because simply, it's not true. God gave us free will, which means people can alter things and make choices. Did God preserve his word? Yes. Does that mean the Bible that you read from is perfect? No. And I'll prove it. But first, we need to know how God works. In Deuteronomy 19, he said, one witness is not good enough. On the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses shall a charge be established. Jesus says the same thing in Matthew 18. Every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. And then Paul in 2 Corinthians 13, for every charge must be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. This is significant because God left us witnesses for his word. Almost every mainstream Bible translation comes from the Masoretic text. Well, there's an issue with this because the Masoretic text was written by anti-Christian Jews nearly 1,000 years after Christ walked the earth. Now, to prove my point, let's compare the genealogies in 3 of the main Bible translations. The Masoretic, which is where we get the KJV and all our main Bible translations, then the Septuagint and the Samaritan. Now, if you look in this column, it's the begetting age in the Masoretic text in Genesis. Now, let's check it out. Shelah, 30 years when he begot Eber, 34 years when he begot Peleg, and 30 when he begot Ru, 32. Now, let's look at the begetting age in the Septuagint. If you notice, it's 100 years added on to each of these. Not 30, 100, 132, 130. They're off by 100 years from the Masoretic text. Now, if we look at the Samaritan, it is the exact same as the Septuagint. It is off 100 years from the Masoretic text. There are 2 witnesses right here that the Masoretic text has been corrupted. Now, this may not seem like a big deal, but if you add all these extra ages into the genealogies, it changes the timeline by 650 years. And if we go off the Masoretic text timeline, this would allow Shem to be alive at the same time as Abraham, which may not seem like a big deal to you and I, but this is what the Jews used to refute the book of Hebrews. They say Shem was actually Melchizedek, meaning that Abraham inherited it from Shem, and Jesus could never be a high priest in the order of Melchizedek. But if we use the timelines from the Septuagint and the Samaritan, this means that Shem died 500 years before Abraham was alive. Furthermore, for a third witness, the writings of Flavius Josephus match the Septuagint and the Samaritan. And just so you guys can see it for yourself, here is a Septuagint and a KJV. Genesis 11:14 in the Septuagint, and Salah lived 135 years and he begot Heber. Same verse in the KJV, and Salah lived 35 years and begot Eber. Satan runs this world, and it stands to reason he'd make the corrupted Bible the mainstream copy.